Richest Roots drink works for menstrual cramps and pain, migraines, fatigue, stress and tiredness, sinusitis, builds immune defense, bloating, enhances male bedroom prowess, and Richest Sorrel Roots drink works against all types of cancers and tumors, memory loss, high cholesterol, insomnia, nervous issues, flu, and many other illnesses. For your Richest Roots drink and Richest Sorrel Roots drink, contact us now via WhatsApp at 876-528-9534. Richest Roots drink and Richest Sorrel Roots drink. Richest, a true Jamaican experience.
Yes, I have flavor, make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to the coach's desk. I'm your host, Coach Minzy. Just in that everybody is doing well and everybody is doing all right. Big up yourself, people. Big up to the persons over there on Facebook. We really thank you for tuning in. And if it's the first time you're tuning in to this channel, we're inviting you to subscribe to the channel. Yes. Be a part of the Deskers. Be a part of the Coach's Desk family. Yes, people, we certainly will have a good time over here. And I tell you, you will not regret being here. All right. So also, we want to pick up our sponsors in Richest Roots Drink, Richest Sorrel Roots Drink, Richest, a true Jamaican experience. Also, people, please remember the golden rule. Once you enter the stream, we're inviting you, we're encouraging you to sanitize. What do we mean by sanitize? Hit that like button. Yes. Thumbs up the video, people. Thumbs up the video. Just touch that button. It doesn't take any energy at all. Well, let me not say any energy. It doesn't take a lot of energy for you to actually touch that like button. How the ball game them got today? How the ball game them got today? Talk to people. How it go, people. Big up yourself. Thanks to all the supporters of Coach's Desk. Like we said, this month, we're in our second year of streaming and publishing videos for you. Yeah? And definitely we will continue as long as everything is okay and we have breath in our bodies. We will definitely continue to push out content over here. I told you that I'll be late, but I'm not so late tonight. Is it? All right, people, big up yourself again. Thanks very much for tuning in to the show another weekend. It's the second night of the weekend's TripleTreat, and we look forward to have a great time over here on the Coach's Desk. Yeah, man, last night's conversation was a pretty decent one. Yes, pretty decent conversation. And we definitely look forward for tonight's conversation to be even better. Yeah? How was your day? How was the day? How was the day, people? How was the day? All right. So I figure that people are basically up for the Saturday evening. Yeah. Just to enjoy. And please remember, you can actually call in. Yes. The number is 1-876 474 3538. Yes, you can call so that your voice might be heard. Yes, people. And again, we appreciate you and we thank you for all for all that you have done, you know, to make this channel what it is. All right. So as you can see the topic, people. Yeah, man. As you can see the topic is going to be uh I think an interesting one going forward. Yeah, man. This same topic here. Yeah, man. It's gonna be very interesting. All right. So see, we have 23 people on, one like over Facebook. Big up the Facebook massive in the building. Oh, that looks like Jason Ferron. Check. Big up. All right, let me check out the comment section. But before I do so, Reggae Boyz should be selected based off what? Talk to me. Reggae Boyz should be selected by quality and not affiliation. That's on. Because trust me, Man of Steel, big up yourself anyway there, really brought some light to that conversation last evening, and we decided that we're gonna pick up on it and continue the conversation. All right. So I'm very eager to know what persons will be saying in this sort of topic and dialogue. All right. So comment. And the local clubs need help. Anybody out there would love to help any of the local clubs? Do so. All right, so we have Sonia Bowen in the building. Welcome, Sonia Bowen. Big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Karumeo, what's up? Merry-go-round Jamaica football. So if it is a merry-go-round, then a good thing that, man. Isn't that something good if it is merry-go-round? If it is merry-go-round, it has to be something good, right? All right, Hot Chili in the building. Big up yourself, Hot Chili. Toki, big up yourself. Man said True Blue. Machine Man. Johnson Clark, Harris, Corey Burke, and Greg Lay scored. Yeah, man, big thing. TEDx, I hope. Good night. Watching Corey Burke scoring for Philadelphia. All right, big up yourself. Jason Ferran, big up yourself. The erudite. Karumi, you look stressed. You look less stressed. Man, you win. Cristiano Ronaldo hat trick. No, sir. That's what me stay, man. Karumi, I cannot look stressed and I cannot look less stressed when it comes on to United because I already indicated to you people that I am not emotionally attached to the team anymore. So there can't be any stress. You understand? So come on, man. Put that away. All right. Who's that? Travis, big up yourself, Travis. Big up Travis in the building, people. Travis in the building. Jason Ferran again. Check. Erudite in the building. All right. Affiliation or merit. So the discussion I go now, Karumi. Should they be selected based on quality or affiliation? That's what we want to have the conversation around. Yeah? All right, coach, tell them win, lose, or draw. Manchester United will say, of course, Sonny, we didn't know we not switch, man. Ain't switching. Man United only beat wash teams like themselves. Okay. Merit, I would, but I can't. Big up yourself. Pagan, what's up, man? The next erudite in the building. Big up yourself, Pagan. I would use the last 3 Gold Cup qualification game and pick 16 under 20 players and 10 senior players to make up the squad for those game win. Okay. Okay, Karumi, that not too bad. 3R official, big up yourself. Coach, who win to the TRT na a big mix up a go on. A Tia win, man. Tia upset her sister. The under 20 champion. Toughy Rudy, big up yourself. Why would someone be emotionally attached to that dump of a club? Ah boy. I'm not getting there with you tonight, actually. It's because you're sweet pepper, you're about hot chili, you're sweet pepper, man. So mood even listen. I am in my blue shirt, you know. I'm in a year. Someone attack. Where is fresh? Wait, no, not fresh. Where is Dre any weather? Talking about the world is blue. I mean, I'm a blue shirt now. Who may I support? It's like what team down me, I got beat, you know, man. So man. Coach, just a pause from football. Did you get a chance to watch the men's 60-meter at the NCAA? Back to football should be selected based on quality or merit. You know, me not watch that because I was at people. Why I'm late? I've been at the Carifta trials. Yeah, day 2, scintillating running from the student athletes. Trust me, big runs. So that's why I was saying to you people that I'd be late for this weekend's triple treat. Yeah. So Toughy Rudy, I didn't get to watch that one. I'd have to review it, and then God bless you. Bless up yourself. IT push, big up yourself. There must my be a senior team trials to select squad. You mean like a Damian Lowe, you mean like a Junior Flemings, they should go through a senior team trial? No, Toughy Rudy. Not Toughy Rudy. IT push. Explain that. Yeah, man. Actually, a sweet pepper, man. Hey, only notice sweet pepper, no people. A big. Sometimes it green, sometimes it yellow, orange, red. Big enough pagan. Yeah, man. Sweet pepper always big, man. But guess what the thing about sweet pepper? Them big and not hot, man. Big and they are not hot. Sweet pepper is just big and not hot. Exactly my point. That's why hot chili, he need to change his name to sweet pepper. It was controversial, but Burnett came away with the win. Okay. I'd have to check that one out, Toffee. Local club owners are complaining that they have better players could make up the national team than some overseas player. That is argument out there. Okay. So Karumi, what say you? You believe that is so? All of the players that were selected throughout the campaign for the World Cup qualifiers, do you believe we have better players at some of these clubs that would be better than these players? Talk. Mr. Man hot like chili. Chili no hot. Chili is chili, brother. You confuse hot chili. Phil Jones, I'm glad for the win, but I don't rate that man. He just had a good game. It's in a rate CR7, Sonia. Short answer, no. All right, you see, based on the information that would have gotten people, it is. I'm good enough, Gregory Reed. Big up yourself. Thanks for asking. Trusting that you are doing well. The clubs really, 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 really face it on a monthly basis. So the daily operations of these clubs are really hard. Yeah. And these owners and these managers, they go through a lot whenever they decide to, embark on this journey to become a club owner, a coach, team manager, and so forth. They go through a whole lot. Yeah. What these clubs operate on, according to what Brian said last evening, is that these clubs aren't making money. How do they operate? Only God knows, right? It is very, 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 very difficult. And some of these clubs, they get a little sponsor. However, they believe that after spending so much money and their player shows promise, it should be indicative of the powers that be to, call up these players so that they can at least be a part of a local pool. Yeah, because not every player that plays for the national team will get a contract, right? So they know that. But having your player playing for the national team also brings clout to your club, and it also aids the club in negotiation. So, in other words, when they are, for example, approaching one of those corporate companies, they can say, I have 3 players that represented the national team quite recently. So it gives them a lot of leverage so that they'd be able to, better negotiate. So it's not only about selling players, because not a lot of clubs that are actually operating Jamaica, especially the top flight clubs, not many of them can boast that they sell 2 or 3, even 1 player. Yeah. So it's not only about selling players for them, because I do believe that a lot of these players, if marketed, they can go into Europe without even playing for the national team. All they should do is to ensure that they are linked with agents. And that is what we are lacking in Jamaica. We don't have a lot of persons with the inclination to become agents. Yeah. But the ones that are agents, these clubs, I believe, should partner with these persons. But you see, it comes back again to investment. A club might believe that they would have invested a lot in their player, and agents might want to come and, get the chunk of what they would have invested. So I believe that these clubs stay away from the agent, but it cannot operate like that. football is not a one team. When I say one team, you don't look at only the internal team of the club. You have to look at the external team, which would include the investors, which would include the agents who will try and reach out to other clubs outside of the country to ensure that players get possible deals, you know. So it's a whole lot of variables that can actually help these teams. Again, if clubs are only going to be depending on the players to play national for the national team so that their players can be exposed, then they probably would have already failed. They have to take their initiative. They have to go out there, engage, try to do networking and all of these things to ensure that their players are highlighted, that their club, you know, will be on the map, so to speak. So it can't be a case where the players, the club owners, just waiting for an opportunity to play national team. I know sometimes when you're in the national team, it gives you a little bit more leverage when it comes on to negotiating for contracts. However, why not start with like quick sale, small profit sort of thing, and then you ensure that you have a developmental plan so that the players, even if they are not representing the first team, they're always there on the fringe or in the fringe, working hard, preparing for international standards. So when the opportunity come or when the agent come, they can say that here we have a player that plays this position. He's very good. You know what I mean? Even though he's not in the first team, he's in the reserve. Because clubs, when you look at the models overseas, they don't only sell the players that are playing first team football. You have reserve players that are sold. So it's really a business outline some of these individuals really need. And why not employ the persons who are qualified in some areas? And I'm going to be calling out my alma mater. I'll be calling out GC Foster College. Try and see how best you can expand what GC Foster offer. We know you do sports management, but it's just a 3-credit course. Why not expand it? A sports management bachelor's. Yeah? These things will get, if you look at it, GC Foster, they are sending out a plethora of world-class masseur, world-class coaches, world-class fitness trainer, world-class fitness instructor. Same thing. So I believe it can be expanded, or it can expand to you sending out world-class sports managers, sports leaders, leadership. Get that on board, a part of the curriculum. Teach students, get the best, and ensure that we send out not only the field workers, so to speak, but also persons who will be a part of administration, which is very critical. You understand what I'm saying, people? So it should move beyond the point of only sending out great coaches, because trust me, we have certainly hit the ball where that is concerned. We have some very good coaches, but we need very good sports administrators, sports leaders, sports managers. Yeah? We're not talking about someone who probably would have worked in retail, somebody would have worked in this, in that, but these persons would have been specifically taught how to operate in this sphere. And I always respect Carol Beckford. You know, she came on this show before. She always tried to highlight the business of sport. People believe that sports is not a viable business. It is. We can go and get the accountants. Yes, you might not need to train a sport. Somebody, what about sports law? You understand? These things should be happening, people. GC Foster College, I call you out. Let's move beyond just training people for the field, but we need great administrators as well. Expand your program. Expand the program. Don't just settle for that. Because when you look at it, there are probably a few sport agents in Jamaica. Yeah. There are a lot of journalists who probably love sports. You understand? But sports administrators, these courses, and well, if persons from University of Western is listening, then they're probably gonna do that. Let's see who's gonna be the first to do that. University of the West Indies, sports management, or do they offer those courses already? But when these students leave these institutions, is there a job for them? That's the next thing, you know. So we need to take it beyond that. We need to take it beyond that. Even I do, even scouts, how to identify the talents out there, what you look for, the statistical evidence that you need. Yeah, the do's and the don'ts. There are a whole lot of things in sports, and one thing I hate is when people believe that sports is not a viable business. Sports has made persons that were dirt poor become very, very, very wealthy. And it happens across the world. But these people, they recognize the importance of the sporting industry and they implement things that is there to ensure that the industry has continuity. That's what's not happening. Yeah, that's what is not happening. And the powers that be, you need to infiltrate sports managers, sports administrators. You understand? It is critical because if we have the talented athletes, great coaches, but we don't have the administrators, then the thing not gonna look professional. We're gonna be having certain conversations on repeat. It's gonna be like a scratch record. You understand? So trust me. And you see, I don't think we probably would have capitalized and would have seen how viable the industry of sport is. Yeah, man. Yeah, people just think it is just some social sort of thing where you bring people together. Yes, it does. But there's a business aspect to it. There's a business aspect to it. It can't just be running up and down. It can't be just persons who operate in this sphere that people are seen as inept. No, it shouldn't be. The same way we have produced talents at that institution, whether it be any sporting discipline, whether it be coaches, it's now time for sports administrators to be turning out so that governance of sports can improve. Governance of sports can be effective. So when these persons are scrutinized, then you know that, listen, this man went to school and look like him operate in how he's supposed to operate as a trained sports manager or a sports leader. Yeah? I've said a lot. What say you? Let me check out some of the comments in the comment section. All right. All right, Kevin Reed. So they can overprice players, coach. Tell the man them go do some work. Damian Lowe et al. Is not bigger than the national team. I'm not saying that they're bigger than the team. One done. Much. Where is CR7 when we needed him for the past 6 games? CR7 is no goat. Fresh, big up yourself. Welcome. All right, see, we're getting a call here. First call for the evening. Caller, good night. Welcome to the show. You're live.
Coach is dead.
Yes.
Okay. All right, man. I want to, so I guess I'm delayed. Turned off. I was listening to your speech you just give, right? And I was wondering if you give that speech to if you get all the club owners and management and put them in front of you and give them that speech that they need, a management team and them need some good scouting within them club. How you think they would take that from you?
I don't know.
How they would accept it?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So that look like that is a problem. Will they accept, being advised and what you think, to do?
Yeah. Let me tell you this.
That's what I'm saying.
People, you have people with great ideas out there now. But it's just to find a forum to share them. And not many persons will be receptive to ideas like that, like you said.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So if we have all that ideas and we're gonna give them and them now and take it, then you basically it's not gonna go anywhere. So everybody have to say, okay, there is a problem and we want to move forward and solve this problem.
But on the other hand, doing a caller, I can be sitting here and giving a lot of ideas, and these persons probably would have had those ideas. It's just implementation.
Right.
That's the key,
what I'm saying.
Because you can have all the ideas and you're not implementing them, then it wouldn't make any sense.
That's what I was saying. That if someone put it to the owners of these clubs, but would they accept it, take it, and say, all right, we're gonna work to change it. We got maybe what the style that we have from 15 years, our club is not improving. You get what I'm saying? Because I was listening to Travis and what's the guy named Iron Man you said last night?
Who?
On the show. I think they were talking about how the clubs run. And I think they were saying that you need, you know, you
Oh,
should
okay.
go out, and you mentioned it tonight, saying that we should help the clubs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And looking at your subscription, you have about 14,000.
Yes.
Just wonder, have any of those club members that come out and network and say, I'm gonna come on your show and talk about my club, so I can get some sponsorship? Because you have listeners and people all over the world, correct?
Yes, man. You know, incidentally, someone called this show, you know, and asked
Mm-hmm.
how they can invest in a club.
That's what I'm getting at. Cause I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
if I'm in the US and I have $1,000 US, I say, you know what, I can give it back to Jamaica. How the heck I'm gonna get it to a club when they're not out there and they're not on Facebook and they're not coming on the show and sell me a dream, you know, even if you ask scam me, just sell me a good dream, let me invest in it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
In
man.
your club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to put it out there. I was just saying Jamaica, if you want who have dry peas, seek fire, you get me?
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit on the club and man I go come and say, boy, send some money, go give me not gonna send you no money, go give you if me no know nothing about the club. Sell me a dream. You get me? Sell me a subscription and say, all right, send, you know, I give you a $15 a month, sign up to the club and you sign you give me 50, you know, like a subscription each month, you give me 15 US or something like
Mm-hmm.
that to help with the club. But if I know sometimes the Jamaica culture we have, we not like go out there like we are big, but you have to pass that and go out there and seek money. You know, like sell people a dream. Let them want, you know, let them want come into your club.
Mm-hmm.
That's one part I'm looking at because I've been asking forever how these clubs operate in terms of finance. Because you have to have finance to make a club run.
Yeah,
And
man.
based on what I say, I don't think they have a lot of gate receipt, correct?
Yeah, it's not so much,
Right,
especially for the
right,
past few
so,
years.
right. So you have to have yourself like a management team. I've been thinking about that last night. You have to have a management team and say, all right, are we gonna change Are we gonna change what we've been doing so we can get some more money in the club? Because you have people now that you guys on YouTube, you have people all over the world where Jamaican, where you know, and not just only Jamaica, where people all over the world who want to contribute, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't know how. You get what I'm saying? I just said they don't using the network or Facebook or whatever and put it out there. Because how much club member come and wanna come on your club and talk about their club?
Well, not.
You get me?
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you can't sit up just like this as the people talk about. You can't sit back and expect people are gonna just run from seek you out to give you donation. You have to sell yourself out there.
Yeah, man.
And one of the where you were saying where JC Pastor should have like a management course or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where they show like club how to really run because they say sports is a business, although basically in Jamaica it's recreation, but when you look on it worldwide, you see people invest millions of dollars maybe in a football and them don't even understand the game, but guess what, they know we can make a lot of money from it,
Yeah, man.
right?
Yeah,
So
man.
as I just said, it's a business more than just recreational, and I think sometimes we have the disconnect. Because you have people like your show, you have people maybe in Jamaica and them see it, them a look at it from a recreational, and you have people across out of Jamaica look at it as a professional. So their criticism of Jamaican club now line up like how people in Jamaica see the club, and sometimes you have that disconnect. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I realize sometimes you have people overseas and Jamaican always quarreling because they're not seeing it at the same level. And I think that's why we have so much disconnect with the two teams,
Okay.
with the two set of people. And one other thing, when they were saying that the clubs want the players to play for the national team, right?
Say that
Because
again.
you know, like they're saying that they want their players, They want to get their players on the national team so they can get exposed. People can see them so they can interest to buy them, as we call it, right?
You know, I didn't hear what you said though. You,
All right. What I was saying is that they were saying that the local clubs want their players to play for the national team
right, right.
so they can get exposed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at that, then if I'm looking at the team said I want to win the World Cup, I want to go to the World Cup. While the clubs are looking at it and say it's not about winning the World Cup, it's not about qualifying for the World Cup. It's to expose my players to the world. You get what I'm saying? So we're using the team, the national team, for two different purposes.
Mm-hmm,
I'm
mm-hmm.
here and saying that I want the team to qualify, and the local, as you said, the local club. I said I want my players to be exposed. So what we need? What's the objective of the national team? This what I'm saying.
Yes, yes.
One set of wanted to qualify to the World, go to the World Cup or to win the tournament wherever, while the local club said, well, you know what? The objective, what we want is our local player to go on the national team so they can get exposed, you know? But something have to change and they have to do things different. And I think, as I said, with scouting, I don't know how to do it. Like if you have good players in Jamaica and you want scout to come down to look at it, if clubs just come together and put on like a day or two and they bring in whatever scout from overseas and they have a tournament or something to keep and see their players. Or you do it like, I don't know if it's just ideas. Just what you do it once a year or something. The player people can come down and say, okay, we're gonna see your player just like how you have boys champs, girls champs. People may come down and see the athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but something have to change where the same old not gonna work no more. Because people like you expose the football all over to people all over the world now. We're Jamaican. First time you just hear a snip now and then. Now you come out every night and you have people telling you what is happening within the local clubs and what is happening with JFF.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know. Something have to change, coach.
Yeah, man.
That's just my little piece.
Are you Jamaican?
Oh, definitely. Why? Listen.
Which state you calling from?
Most people, Georgia, Atlanta.
Okay.
It's a joke with me because most time I'm mixed. Most time I go out and I start talking, people say, oh, you talk Jamaican, but you don't look Jamaican. Most time I go, people start think I'm from Ethiopia, but I'm Jamaican, 100%.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah, man. Big
All
up
right,
yourself,
cool.
caller. Thanks for calling.
That's just my little piece.
All right. Cool.
All right, easy. Take care. Cool.
All right. Yeah, man. Listen. Some good points. But remember the clubs, you know, they will say to us, you can stay the talk. You know how much money it takes for run. Like what Man of Steel said last evening. You know how much money it takes for run the club a month time per month with a little or no investment coming in. But as the caller said, if the club owners would see what is happening in this new media and try to latch on and you know advertise the product, what they have, you know, and what they hope to achieve. And you know, an investor might just hear it and like it and want to come on board. So you never know. You never know. You never know. Honestly. A PA United talk go on another thing. Coach, it is probably that some teams in the JPL will fold or possible league if these financial struggles continue. Yes. Yes, they call is right. They need to sell themselves instead using the national team as gateway to sell players because that going to hurt us badly. But Tennessee Lewis, from what I've heard, is that that's not the only purpose of wanting to have the players in the national team, and that's why we ask the question: should the team should players be selected based off quality and not just affiliation? Because sometimes they don't want the players to play for the team because they want to be sold, or that's the only purpose. No. What I was told, that's not the only purpose. Right? Other purposes, there are a plethora of purposes that they can actually look at that will benefit the club if the player plays for the national team, or if they have more than one players playing for the national team. Conroy, big up yourself. Welcome to the show. You're live. Turn on the radio. Or turn on the phone.
Yeah, man, we just turn it down.
Yeah, Mr. Boy Radio.
Yeah, man, you hear me now?
Yeah, man, loud and clear.
Yeah, man, big up yourself. Good night to you and good night to the panelists. Yeah, man, as we you said on the caller earlier, I agree with you now, because most of the clubs in my ball financial, instead of them in a financial crisis. I understand, but most of them, I don't think that they are doing enough to try to seek sponsors, to try to seek, investment. Because even your program right now have a bigger footmark on the social landscape, the social media landscape, than most of these clubs, right? People are here, giving you a super chat to support the program. Where you do. What more them would I do if it was a club? We have a community are behind them. We have family member. We're involved in it. So most of them just sit back and say them nah get this and them nah get that and them not doing enough. And I was even listening Manning's man program the other day, with Brother Speed, and it's like the only way him say a club can make money is by getting in players to expose in the national team. And as the caller mentioned earlier, that could be an issue, especially, and I'm concerned, especially that he's a part of the JFF, because you're saying that you want to use a football program, the JFF as in the senior team, as an exposure. It cannot be that. If you want a team to qualify for the World Cup, you have to always get the best player. Even if I over England, them there, you have to get the best player. They can't use it when say it's an exposure thing. One of the area me feel, as I said before, one of the area where them need to try and market themselves more. Nowadays it's easier for market yourself than back in the days when you have to go around and drive car all over the place and go to people. You can use the social media. It's much cheaper now to do that than back in the day. So them seem to not understand that. The other day, even with the one of the league when me feel said them need to try for target. Because if you are gonna tell me, say, okay, if you can, the players them probably good enough for playing at the national team, then I think that a club out here should have the quality to compete in the CONCACAF the club championship and probably even win it. Because the team that normally win it is a Mexican team. And some of them play, the team that will win it, most of our Mexican players make up majority of that team there. And some of them players that we can make the Mexican side of our same national team compete with. So if you get what I say, if we have a national team can compete with Mexican team, that means that we're supposed to have a club. If you believe that the local player them can be in this national team too and compete with Mexican national team, that means that we should have a club out there that can compete in the CONCACAF region and do well. But the last time we here, I think there was a tournament. I think Waterhouse should have gone there, and I don't remember if I wish I had a team if I did Portmore or one of them. Or them did them drop up because of financial issues, and we not hear of them try to seek some sponsorship or see nothing. Some people just sit back, brother, and it's like them sit back like a baby, and them not doing even the JF when I realize the mentality is not just with the JF alone, it's with the clubs too. I think they need to try to do more to try to seek sponsors and look use other revenue, other medium to try to push and get more money in the club. This Kangakoff, I can't tell you, say, I don't know how much of the prize money, and I need to check it back in a good amount of money I get, probably in a almost $1 million, I think, if I win this, That's a year where them can use even for try expose them, player them and stop try to you say why if national team should only consist of players who are good enough to be in the team. It's not about the exposure thing. So they need to try to use the CONCACAF. And even earlier I'm here, I'm trying to join it a little late, but I can say it's enough of them stakeholder here, them not have the passion, that I think, them not have the passion for the football as well, but I like it. I remember even in University of the West Indies, they had a team in the tournament. They dropped out because of financial reason. When we look on it, the competition was actually playing in a for them backyard. So them it would have cost them less than any other club. And we know you will have alumni with pass lawyer, doctor. The man them could have reached out to them man and say, brother, we don't have enough money for the national team, You can see if you can assist with. And maybe based on how you will set up, I guess them have money for take care of the school and them things. But people that them are worried about the amount of money probably they make less compared to the previous year because of COVID. But whether the passion and because the passion have to go with it, that me see. Because you would have the less expense than any other club. And if you say them they should have been even more structured. Because they might get funding from different areas.
Mm-hmm.
Them have strong backing, brother. Them have a lot of people in a society now, university graduate, you can reach out to them. Them have the strength where them have compared to other clubs. Them should be the last club we think of dropping out at the league. So that may have said them just need to approach it, and it's like you see how me say what I said, what means the man want get money from him, want use the national team to get money to develop the local league, and we can't approach that way. We have to always try to get the best players in the league.
But Conroy, big up to Blake. If that is the guide or approach that they're gonna be taking, say for instance, Mount Pleasant, and I'm speaking hypothetically here now. Mount Pleasant get 5 players into the national team. But they are playing, and they have been in the team for years. Seeing? But no one has looked at them in a particular way to say that I'm gonna be interested in these players. Because I know people watch the national team, but more so, aren't they more interested in players that play at clubs? Because if you notice, I can't remember the club, the coach that came on our show the other day. I think Peter Lee Vassal's new coach. Turn on the background, Conroy. Peter Lee Vassal's coach. He said that they have eyes on a lot of Jamaican Premier League players. So you have personnels coming down to watch the league more than all, because how often does the national team actually play games? But there's a competition running for like 9 months. So it's easier to see a player playing for their team rather than playing for the national team. That's why I believe that connections should be made through agents and these things. Because the agent really will see a player, like a player, start scout the player, put things together so that he can approach the player and approach other clubs to say, hey, I have a player that plays for this club, XYZ. He's very good.
And
he can fit in your system.
Yeah, man, and that is so true. You had a player, I think you had the coach from Holland FC. He was on the
Yeah.
program talking about one of his player that's not even
The man
that
that
got
play for the national
that
team.
the man that play for the national team, brother. The man get a opportunity for overseas.
Exactly. And what they do,
So
they loan him out to a club in the Premier League, so that even if the club that he probably was interested in him, they would have seen him playing in the Premier League against quote unquote the top players in the island. So the thing
man,
can
that
work
is that
from
is
the thing
that
can work
yeah,
from the
man.
club level because they play more games
Mm.
for the club than the national team.
And that's so true. As we mentioned, most of the national team don't play that amount of matches
Mhm.
for any scout to be looking at players in the national. And I say a player can caught the eyes. But more than likely, if a player is likely in any national team right now, more than likely him there one club with more when probably secure. If a man really interested in a player, as I said before, he might go really look to the club, try to find the club with the player. When people are buy player most time at the club at the club them go to. And on the
Mhm.
national team, because national team is just a one-off match. You have to know how the player play in the club. So I agree with you on that level there. We have to find a way to develop the program without trying to use the national team to try just put in ball in there just because of exposure. So that kind of I gotta say the team the team will not be selected on the merit of who is better than who. That's what I'm saying. It's just the only issue on me where we want to find a balance now is that how we can get the opportunity for local players to get in the national team, without, because look on even what Speed was saying, the only way King got into the team was because of, you know, Lowe got a card and I think Liam Moore did. Liam Moore, I think did have to go overseas back. But you have players in the league, I can tell you, in my belief, that are good enough to be in the national team. But we will always be comparing them to the league where they might play compared to the man them overseas. But I think what we need to do when we're having the camp, we need to invite some of these players to just be a part of the team and look at them amongst the other players. But we can't just I use it as I say, we want to expose play. Because we can, as much as the footballers not gone anywhere, we can look on country like Trinidad, who we normally would have been the top two team in the Caribbean. Their program, I don't know from Jack Warner left and out I just say for them program gone now. The program can get worse from where it is, right? So the clubs them need to start, I think, try do more. At least make us see you not put out effort before you come and say you not have no money and not have no this and not have no this. Organizing yourself and try. Because the fact that you not pay most of the clubs them as I said before, they might pay a lot of money
Each
each
month.
season. Yeah. And them now make back that. So kudos to them if we continue the program them. But there's other areas where them can use the social media, reach out to people. People are out there and willing to help, but them don't know for help. And some people that want to help, but because them don't know nothing about the club, them don't know why you invest and why you do. You not have a viable footprint on the social media. So nobody now just take their money and put in a thing so them don't know what go on. Them never take the money and go use for your personal benefit. But people can they want to see the work where you put in, right? For them invest. So at that moment, I say another the last in the touch man a little thing. I don't know if you watch the interview, In the touch on a little thing with the under 20 team, we must say based on financial issues. So we realize that the finance affect the even the quality of player that we may get. Because I'm gonna have under 20 tryout. And honestly, I just feel say, when I feel sure a national team of Jamaica any national team if you have tryout. We feel so we're supposed to invest in some scout and get some quality scout in our USA, in our England, in our local team and scout the ball of them. From even manning cup level man try go around and I look at baller and I inspect them. So this call of a national team for your opportunity to play for the World Cup. I mean, I feel that a tryout is supposed to have that. You're supposed to see a ball and ball is supposed to catch your eye. Right? But if we have academy and we have things that we could attract the development of player, where can you imagine a national team you have to have tryout? So anybody can just come, even and he mentioned it too. So enough time people come from overseas and them really no good. So that come like a man that probably would have try out for a little club. So we need to have scout around the place.
Hey, Conroy, a big thought that because it's when they have tryout, anybody will come in, all and sundry will come in.
Anybody will come, brother. A man that just probably come and him no good, him just want to probably come play football, probably have the money and him say him can't travel.
Exactly.
We have to pass them stage, brother, because all the other waste people time. You waste people time.
Hey, Conrad, you ever the high school? And when D Cup or Morning Cup, whichever school you got, need to, and then start camp. Camp are the biggest thing in the man.
Yeah, man.
All 1,000 man you see.
1,000 man when no good, brother. Man, everybody just did it, brother. Man just wanted to kind love it. Him love it.
And some man we can't control a ball in a class.
So you go see that I do that. Enough man would want when you don't want to get the time out and even the efficiency. Because if you have all 200 man come to try out now, what go happen? You're not gonna have time to look on each player enough where you want to go do a good inspection. You're gonna have time where you have to go provide, I guess, utility, light, water for people, and you could have used that same money and probably provide more nutrition, better, care in terms of, and use some money towards developing players. So the cheaper way would have been to have some scout or working with some clubs over the States and in England. Yeah, I may not get the best the best, but you get players who are properly developed, who are already in academy. There has to be some criteria towards that. And what them could have even on them website, them could have even a link where people who probably affiliated with Jamaica, or even if you're not affiliated, if you have players who are Jamaican players, you can always send a link or send a clip in or something. And have a committee, have a selection, have a scout, a look and observe them on them. Same way how club buy baller.
Yeah, that's true. But sometimes the clippings thing, a man can put him best clipping together, because I know some of the schoolboys that do that. They have their clippings of what they would have done throughout the season, and they get the best ones when they're scoring goal and all of these things, and send to the universities overseas. That's how some of them get their scholarships. So I understand what you're saying, but will it work for a national program?
Yes, I think. But as I said before, that are just the level we need to do is that when I say those clippings alone, we're supposed to the Manning Cup season is too long finishing in January. People should have been scouting baller from them time there and tell the man them say, hey, we interested in just have your roster. If at 40, if a 50 baller, you just scout and look the 50 and have the camp.
But shouldn't you scout specifically for what you need, Conroy?
Yeah, man, in terms of positions, so if you want three number 9, you scout in England, you scout in USA, and you make a short list, then you do your necessary observation and even speak to the coaches, try to get as enough information as I can from these. You may not get the best and the best talented because you see the whole of them, But I think, that way you will get the quality. You will get better quality, I believe. You will get more probably value for your money. Because when people come down here, when are good, as I said before, we're not even good for play, even a Manning Cup team, that a short chain for the man, then we have the quality too. Right? That it do. Because you're not going to see the baller enough and them way. You're not get enough time for work on the baller enough. And that take away some of the expense. Some of the ball them within a Kingston race and speed as when the man them come the child, the man them have go give them bus fare, so travel up and down. The man them have go keep after that travel. So the man them out of town and the man them come overseas, that them alone seem based on what he said are gonna be camping. So the man them within the corporate area have to go back and forth. And COVID a go around, man can't catch COVID coming in the squad. Yeah, we have to consider them things too. But as I said before, I don't think a national team supposed to be having a tryout of our standard. We're not tryout not supposed to be the case.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right, Conrad. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Big up your program, man. Big up yourself as usual.
All right, cool. So, people, we're gonna drop the link shortly. We're gonna drop the link. Coach, this is why the JFF need to hire scout. Let me read that comment there. In the diaspora in different countries that can scout players on every level. All right. What's up, Coach Marvel? Long time not tuning. Big up yourself, watching. Bless up, man. Respect. Like up the stream, people. Listen to what Fresh God is saying. And you're like one look a bug in another thing. Ishmael King, only an Asian team I see realistically having a chance. I have not seen a Jamaican team even make a quarterfinals, much less win it. Tennessee, we have team make it out of the group, but remember, a team like say Waters can't afford a little Mexican baller or a little Brazilian baller. The US or Mexican teams can, yeah. So they bolster their team, Ishmael. Jamaica no have no standard canary. Pagan has a big thought. The fact they are selecting 50 players this close to the tournament is ridiculous. 26 to 30 is more reasonable. Can't tell me you don't know the 30 best players. I think that this 50 is a pool, Ishmael. Comes down to money again. Why may I tell her? But in truth and in fact, don't you believe that the powers that be are trying? Be honest. You think they might try? Mr. Speed, the manager, the JFF president, don't you think that they are trying their best to get the football up and running? I'm just asking a question, you know. Fresh, we actually did the 14.2 in a fresh. Yeah, man, that's where we at. But it now gonna reflect until we go over that. We now get no players from overseas in the JPL like the USA. Yeah, that's true. No, them are fake. Try, in my opinion. So Pagan is saying no, they are not trying. Tennessee Lewis been telling Jamaicans that we are draping behind the Caribbean because our people believe that we are good enough to beat Conqueror Giants, which is delusional. First and no, them not trying nothing, bro, to be honest, all right? Poor people don't need to own clubs in Jamaica. If them don't want own clubs, find some investing. Caller, good night. You're live on the show.
Hi, Coach. Hi, Coach Benji. This is Anonymous.
Yes, Anonymous. What's up, man?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of follow up some things I've been hearing through the week, and it's kind of related to the topic you're focusing on tonight, which is the player selection. So based on what I've heard so far, if you are overseas, right? Because we had a conversation, and we are saying right now we need the best players, but we also need to develop what's local, right? But development locally will take some time, so we probably have to expand outside the island to get the best players to formulate the best team. So that was that's kind of in agreement with most reasonable people, right? I would say. And then, and you probably endorse that kind of approach, right? So then when I look at the team selection from someone coming overseas, there seems to be at least 3 criteria, right? So you have to be better, right? And then better, and then there's a percentage that was placed to give. I mean, that could just be, just conversation. Say you have to be better, and then you give a percentage.
Yeah.
But even when you're looking at the percentage,
you can't quantify better using percentage.
Right, unless the person is like 2 to 3 times, because if you're doing just based on the eye tests, you could say this person, because even us who play some form of sports, you can tell when somebody is just better than you, right? But if somebody is 20% better than you, to me that's kind of the same, right? But one of the criteria is the person should be better, right? And then the person should pay their way. And then I think the reason or justification given for that was that there is shortage of recruitment funds, or the funds are not supposed to be used. Is it just allocation, or is a shortage? I never. The explanation for that wasn't clear. I know we assumed it meant that the funds were limited, but I was wondering if there is funds that were, just specific for recruitment, or is just that they just don't have it, or is just that they're not investing that a significant amount of money for recruitment. So I didn't really get that part, but the assumption is that we can't afford to pay for athletes traveling from overseas, right?
For trial or for games?
Yeah, I think even for trial, because I think if you were saying, because if you look on how they
but
do
I don't think that they should pay for a player that is coming on trial. If a trial is set up and it is advertised, it's whosoever will.
So all right. So when we say trial, are we talking about recruiting players, or are we just saying we're taking a? Because that's what I don't. And so what's is the trial a part of recruitment? Because if you're recruiting, say for example, if there's a college in the States and they're recruiting the best players, and the best player happens to play for Jamaica College or Kingston College in Jamaica, that student doesn't pay their way to go to the US to do the whole recruitment process. The university set aside money to actually, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I'm not sure if
he's going on trial, he would have to find his way there.
All right, so the trial is not recruitment then. That's what we're saying?
It could turn out to be recruiting.
So the JFF is not recruiting players. They're just saying, look, who want to make the team? We're going to do a
hold on now, for Anonymous, if you come to the trial and you do fairly well, that trial will now becomes a recruitment. So you would have been recruited from the trial. So it's basically 2 in 1, but they can't pay for you to come on a trial and then you don't make it. That would be waste,
right, but
that would be wasting money.
Right. That would be futile. But what I'm saying is that so there's no active recruitment by the JFF at the U20 stage for talented players overseas.
Say that again.
Other than a trial.
Say that again.
So in terms, all right. If they are like talented players, right? So for example, they are Messi type Jamaicans out there, right? Mm-hmm. Does the JFF say there is a Jamaican player in Spain that is so good, if he plays on our team, we are going to win? So is there a specific recruitment that goes after these players? Or we're saying, look, if you want to make the under 20 team based on what we used to do things before, if you're coming from overseas, you have to go through a trial process. And that's the only way.
And that's why this trial thing, I don't think I like the idea. And quite frankly, I did not hear the interview. I have not listened to it as yet. So I really can't speak of the trial. But if I were to say a trial basically would have been for local players. Why would I want to get players from overseas to come all the way to Jamaica to do a trial? If we have scouts, in US, Canada, and UK, we just call up a little camp and do some little things and see if these players that they have been, or you can just do straight scouting. You scout the best talents.
Right, because you probably can tell, if there's an 18-year-old person out there who's just exceptional, right?
Yeah, you have people that can tell you that. So why would I want to carry that player on trial? Now, if he comes to the camp, say he's scouted and he comes to the camp and he doesn't make the cut,
right,
then he was just not good enough. But to say he come to a trial and then the JFF pay for him, that is nonsense. And I don't think that's what they're doing. Players should be recruited. You recruit the players and they come into a camp, spend some time. If you're going to eliminate players, then some people will not make it. But to say a trial, nah, I would not.
Yeah, I think I agree with what you're saying. You should actively scout, and then can you probably tell if there's an 18-year-old playing for Arsenal, he's probably spectacular, and that so then never, and then get these players in camps, and then you do a more rigid or a stringent selection process, whether it be you're selecting on talent or you're selecting on how need for a particular position and how people gel together.
All right, listen this comment, caller. Sorry to cut you, but Boss Thomas is saying, Coach, I think that whenever so he's thinking, I'm not certain if he's sure. He said that whenever the US is holding camps, they set up the dates that are within the FIFA window, and the best players come to the 1 week camp, and they select the best players. But how are you going to get the best players? It has to be based off recruitment.
Right, you have to active recruit, and you pretty much have to come forward people and let them know that they wanted. That's actually a part of it as well, and it's not like it can't be a one-way thing where they have to put all the interest and all that kind of stuff. They have to also feel wanted. But that plan sounds so they would have to know that how you identify the best players to begin with. I don't think, from what I'm hearing, it doesn't look like we have a process to where we're saying this is a list of all the best players all around the world that are eligible to play for the country. So I guess there's still some recruitment issue from that perspective. And then, what I also want to talk about is what I heard this week is that the player themselves are responsible for getting their paperwork, or how does that? Because, for example, going back to that commentator's what he was saying. So if they're saying the best eligible players, right? Who is responsible to make sure that the eligibility goes through? Because what I heard this week was, after you're saying they should be better and they should come on a trial, then and they should pay their way. No, you're saying that they should do the paperwork by themselves. I mean, that was also mentioned, that it's the responsibility of the person that's coming in to get their paperwork.
What do you think?
I don't. All right, what this looks like to me, it's like these policies, right? So like if you look at certain universities, they have policies where you have to make employment look fair, right? So employing people, you have to make it look like a fair process. But there's certain tricks where you could make it difficult for certain people, right? Because for example, if I know I want you to work for me, I could write certain things a certain way that would deter others from even applying or believe. You know what I'm saying? So if I really wanted,
basically you use a craft. You use some craft in it.
Right. So if I wanted local players, I just make it hard for overseas players.
Right.
And then I can't pay for them because I can't scout because I don't have money for a scouting division. I can't pay because I don't have any money. I can't do the processing because I don't have anyone. You could always go back to funds, resources to explain everything, to justify everything, and then use that. Right. It's like what we call psychs, right? So to me, that's what it looks like. You're making it harder for one group. So therefore, you have to be highly motivated, right? It's like, luckily, like somebody like Grant had think the guy named is Katara, who was a strong advocate for him, right? And so it's almost like you have to have an inside person to help you and really, push from a motivational standpoint. So that's what it kind of looks like to me. I mean, it could just be one person's interpretation, but that's kind of what it looks like. And I guess that's why we're here having a discussion and trying to improve the situation.
Okay, definitely. That's why we're having the conversation, because we want to see change. We want to see improvement. You know what I mean? And conversations like these, it might reach the right persons. And then definitely, persons might look into stuff and try to adjust, realign, and stuff like that, to ensure that things can go in a different way or a different direction.
Yeah, because all we want is prosperity at the end of the day. So all right, coach, thanks for having me again. Let's probably head out. All right,
big up yourself, Anonymous. Thanks for calling and sharing your views. All right,
coach Minzy.
All right, bless up. Yeah, man, people. I see Michael wrote a comment, and I'm trying to find it. The comment them are remove quick and fast. Oh, so Boss Thomas is saying the US would send a formal letter to the academies and the coaches from those academies, send the players to the camps, and then the US head coaching staff to select who they want. But Boss Thomas, that can't be done in a Jamaican scenario. If that is the case, then it has to be done in the country where these academies are, where these players are. Or you just scout the player and bring them in. Because to send a letter, the players would have to be scouted before Boss Thomas. Have to be scouted. So somebody in England or US see Boss Thomas playing for an academy and know that Boss Thomas is a very good player. So they tell the powers that be about it, and you know that the tournament is coming up. So they will send Boss Thomas academy a letter. And that's how it would go. But definitely the player would have to be scouted. It can't be done without that. Fear Spot, big up yourself. Welcome. I see. I can't find it. The Michael said something that I want to say, but I can't find it. Anyways, let's move on. The link is out, people. You can join the stream. You can join the stream. The link is in the chat. Where do I find this so I can pin it? All right, the link is pinned. So our local league is weak because we can't bolster our squad with players from overseas. I see Cavalier getting some players from overseas. And in years gone by, there are other clubs that used to get 1 and 2 players from overseas. Yes, Giovanni, very good point. Giovanni is saying Kevin Paredes, one of the most important players of the US U20, according to their coach, hasn't been a part of a single camp so far. Yet still he's been included for the tournament. That's scouting. Yep, I believe that the player should be scouted. Oh, Michael says, Coach, I was saying the JFF and all football stakeholders do a symposium and garner an effective marketing plan for clubs, players, how to garner profit. Yeah, something like that could work. Getting the great minds to assist, of course. And with these online platforms, a lot can be done on these platforms. Trust me. You're absolutely right, Michael. That's the comment I was looking for. So now we all see that the JFF is way behind everyone that is scouting. Yeah, scouting is important. But guess what, you don't want it to be a wholesale scouting, You know? You don't want Hot Chili to come and tell people that you don't want Hot Chili to come and tell people that him son can play football. So you want him to come and trial. No, sir. You want it to be structured. It should go through seasoned persons who know football and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, man. Maybe you used to have some overseas players as well. Yes. There are videos and stats online, coach. You can also request a report from their agents. All right, so Michael jumping on. Pick up yourself, Michael.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you're a boss, man.
Oh, that's my cool, man.
Which state are you in?
I'm in Connecticut.
Oh man, man, same cool.
I'm in my man cave.
Yeah, in a man cave, yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, I was listening and I was really thinking that the clubs are not doing anything for themselves as it relates to marketing. And too often they just have their hand out and a hat. Give me a thing, give me a thing. And I've heard that they have done marketing and do presentation. Yes. If you don't get it that way, fine. But I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe, if you start marketing your product to the tourist board, the Airbnbs, and offer like season tickets, you got to start selling season tickets. Having something like Sundays, where on Sundays you're having a special part of your stadium where the family you cater to the families. You're giving ice cream. You have access to players. You have a shop that is like says a Cavalier shop where you have the t-shirts and you can buy t-shirts. You can even get them at discounts on that day. You're selling the Sunday ice cream. It's an attraction on Sunday. Ice cream, cake, fudge, whatever it is. That day is a family day. You invite the whole family. That's a special package. You can also sell your ice cream. You sell tickets. You sell products from the team. You're selling t-shirt with signatures. You do everything to market. That's for the people that even come there. You have online access to a televised game that you pay a package like a monthly thing, or you do it like for the whole season. It doesn't have to be a lot. Maybe a $40 package for the whole thing. But think about it. You have 500 people that is subscribing to that $40. It's 2,000 US dollars. That just says US people. But you have Canadian dollars and you have pounds coming in. Come on. That's a lot of money that is coming into the stadium and to your club. Use it for upgrade and also use it towards funding the players and even getting better players than what you have. So those are things that I'm thinking that clubs can start doing for themselves. They don't need anybody else to do that for them. The league is doing what it can, like the what we see that JPL has been doing and getting sponsorship. JFF needs to get more sponsorship also, and there should be something going out for players. Look at all these past players. Every time I see management interview these past players, and man, it is just deplorable. If they didn't do it for themselves, nobody would have done it. And JFF don't even reach out to these people. We're having all these coaching camps, or we should have coaching camps. We have under 20 coming in now. Where are those coaches with the background knowledge that could assist us? You mean to tell me that we couldn't reach out to 2 or 3 of all the players that played for JFF, for Jamaica? We have so much resources and we're not using it. We're letting xenophobia kill our full potential. 2 countries that use xenophobia and stop the growth, Guyana and Jamaica. And we're getting these lessons over and over and over, and we can't see them. We need to capitalize on our diaspora. Our diaspora is there, willing and able to assist us in marketing, administration, you name it. Touch on the diaspora, people will do it. What you say, coach?
Yeah, man, some solid points. I can't even add much more to that, but that's some solid points, and these are means and ways of getting money. So even if you're sponsored, even if you're sponsored, Michael, you should find the means and ways of trying to generate income as well, because you don't want that source to cut off, and then when that source cut off, you don't have money to turn on. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying.
And we can learn from so many other nations. If you go to Israel and you see, every time I hear people talk, oh, this is a
But
community
Michael,
team.
hold on. Are we expecting too much?
No.
No, sir. I think our expectation is too great.
Why are we expecting too much?
You know why our expectation is too great? Because as Travis said last evening, we eat up a lot of overseas football. And then what we do, we try to compare what we have here in Jamaica with what is over there. And quite frankly, we can't match up to that. So our expectation is too high.
Coach, I'm in the United States, and I tell you this, and I know that a lot of people that are in the United States and all over diaspora, we yearn, we crave to hear about football in our country. I know, or I try to do as much research on sports in general, but football in Jamaica, so much. And I think Travis was correct. I would prefer for you to come on this program and talk nothing else but local football, because local football is what I yearn for. I crave for that. I have enough of Liverpool and Everton. Yes, I like them, yes, but I want to know what is happening in my country and what is my football. You think I wouldn't fork out some money if I know there's a subscription with JPL?
But Michael, me know say yes, I hear you on that, But we expectation get big because we get so spoiled by these clubs that we follow overseas.
No, but coach, if
we can't match up these, remember us, the owners that own these clubs, are multi-millionaires,
I don't understand that.
So all comes with a matchup, a Cavalier or
and that's why I was
just, with
and that's why I was just about to tell you, when we talk about community teams, if you do your research, you will see that in Israel, the people that live around a lot of these teams are the caretakers for their team, and they are the ones that jump in and market their team.
But so why we can't take it? Jamaicans love football and they'll watch from a distance.
Well, we complain, so the people that that are complaining and have a steakhouse, a general steakhouse in our football, should do it. And that's why I'm saying let's have a symposium. Let's have the powers that be, the business leaders.
I like those ideas. I like those ideas. Trust me, I like them ideas, the Michael. But
Every
it's just
time
to
we
get
talk
them
about
off.
we talk about academies, and the academies for about 10 years can't get started. Okay, since we're serious about something, and I know that the Ministry of Education can be a stakeholder in this. I know that GC Foster, the sports school, can be a part of this. We're saying that we didn't build this the Center for Excellence and we don't build that. Let's get it moving. Let's get it moving. Get the academy moving. Piggyback, network with Mount Pleasant. They have a school going, they have an academy going. Let's piggyback. Let's stop sitting on our asses, sit up on your hand then.
That's the only place I can sit in.
Man, I tell you.
But Michael, would you put your money where your mouth is?
I have my money where my mouth is. I'm so ready.
And well, I know, and invest in one of these clubs.
Yo, you come to me with a viable business plan, I am ready to put my money in there. You know what is the thing? The other day there was something talking about cameras for so they can for the fields, so you can get better access to the field and doing better production. You think if someone came with that idea about broadcasting for the club, and I'll be investing and asking for investors, you think my money wouldn't be there? You think if a club come with a viable thing, I'm here and I'm saying it, and I know the diaspora is listening, and I know there are tens and thousands of us out there. If Jamaica is serious, if clubs are serious, come with a viable plan, with your marketing idea. I'm willing to invest. I'm not looking for my money to turn over in 2 years. I'll give it 5 years. 5 years. 5 years. And I will put my money where it is. Come on, put it. Put it. My mouth is there.
So clubs. If anybody that is affiliated with a club, man of steel, make sure you listen to Michael, Michael wants somebody to reach out to him with a viable plan that makes sense, that is workable, so that if that happens, he will invest in such a club.
There you go. I know Stan Cranky would be in it, I've listened to him several times.
Plus, persons are seeking JPL clubs again. Persons are seeking merchandise for the for their favorite football club, but they can't find it.
Nobody can find it. Nobody can find it. Where is, all right, Cavaliers is playing versus Harborview. Why don't they have, on the halftime, when you have a halftime report, why you don't have commercials showing where you can buy these two clubs merchandise? Why is JFF not a part of that? Why is the JPL not capitalizing on that with the people from the diaspora? That anybody that is watching the game can jump in and buy any one of these merchandise. It don't have to be a jersey. It can be a mug. It can be a pen. It can be a cap. Oh my God. Where is the thinking? Why is not everybody just thinking and, stretch me hand out. Oh, me I beg you a thing. So we not no balls, we not no this, we not no that. Come on, man. Buy balls online and then you put Harborview FC on it and sell it back. You don't think we can get that? Arnett Gardens FC balls. You know how many people want to kick some ball? Patent the thing. Patent your club. Patent the ideas from your club. Market. The whole world is watching. I'm saying, you know, sometimes like at the end of the season, JPL versus USL. Every time we cuss and say, oh, USL is backyard and it's not a good league. How about you prove it? How about you make it exciting? Since you're so overwhelmingly good at the end of the season, don't how about doing the top 5 teams from JPL and invite 5 teams from USL? And during the summer, you have a summer league, like a tournament. Have a tournament, a 10 team, 5 from Jamaica, 5 from the US. And maybe invite even from the Canadian Premier League. How about have a tournament, a 2-week tournament? And at the end of the 2 week, you know, figure out how the sponsorship will go, and we'll give that. I know a team can do well with 50,000 US extra, or even 70,000, 75,000 US. And to do that, you galvanize the support of the diaspora with investors again. This would be a meeting place, a networking for coaches, for players and scouts, and also exposure for teams. They can see how the teams are being professional, so they know they have to bring that kind of professionalism. Come on, invite teams from Mexico the next year. Let it grow. Other teams from the Caribbean. Let it grow. Let it grow. And have a pot like a 75,000. As the time go by, let it sponsor by a Grace Kennedy, Neil and Massey. Come on. Let the money talk. 100,000 US, you'll bring over a whole lot of teams, a whole lot of players getting involved, a lot of exposure. Jamaica need to get players outsourced. They don't need to be in the national team just like that. Let them prove themselves. Let scouts see them and take them. Come on, we can do it. Let's think out the box.
Yep, that's the way.
I feel like I'm preaching though, bro.
So what you wrapped up is in your gown. Is your gown.
You know, and the big gun, my boss. Pastor and gone. Oh man, but you know, this comes from a love and a passion. You know, sometimes I listen to O'Keefe, you know, Mr. Cataract, and I listen to him, and he is so passionate and he has so much ideas. We can't have people like him languishing. That is a man with so much ideas and expertise, and some may call it arrogance. I would say no, he's very confident and he's very sure of what he's saying. And if you research it, you'll see that there are solid ideas and plan. You don't let a man like that just go by. JFF is wasting this. You need an advisory committee in JFF made up of fans and stakeholders that really care, like maybe 5 people. Those 5 people that are in there in the board meetings, they are not excluded. They are given the full accessibility where they give ideas. Come on, don't lock them out. Embrace them. I'm a teacher in my former time. And I remember when you had kids that were so-called unruly, wouldn't listen, and that kind of thing. Those were the kids that you make sure you get them in leadership position because they had ideas. And if you put them in leadership position, let them understand and let them be a part of what is happening in your class. There was order in your classroom. There was also ingenuity expressed. And those students were also some of the most ingenious and later became the better students that I had. So people that are thinking out the box, do not exclude them. Get them involved. Embrace them. I heard the president say that there would have been a meeting with bloggers, with ideas that they could do. What happened to that meeting? And that man said by at least the third week of January, there would be a meeting. I've yet to hear anything about that meeting. That meeting, I believe, would have garnered much interest and much ideas, and that would be pushing the president. The president says open to ideas, unless you guys are the guys that did knock his door on the third week. But that's what I heard. I don't think that we are doing enough, and we're at the bottom. We just lost a chance with the under 20 girls. You can't have so much talent from the diaspora. All of them are paying in the US college system. And what we didn't have them together gelling, meaning participating and having practice session. How can you go to a tournament and you don't have one practice session? Where is that? Is that hubris? Or is that incompetence? Hey, we got to know what we're doing and what we're talking about. We got to move up. We can't do that. And I see that we are here. Now is March. The tournament is June. We should have already named that squad. I heard somebody said there was 50 players. 50 from where? I hope it's not only the local contingent. For years we've been sending schoolboys to compete with professionals. You look back on any one of those rosters, and I'll do it, for example, for Costa Rica. Costa Rica has already named its squad. And for all those members, every one of those players are playing in professional clubs all over the globes in top leagues. Spain, France, Portugal. Come on. Why we're not looking for the top players? Our local players, you're saying, will need time? Yes, they do. But we need to get the best. What we say that we're doing with our coaches, fine. We have to get better coaches, fine. So our players need better coaching. But if they're not ready, they don't have no need into the national team. Let's get the best of the best.
Yeah, man. Quality players in the national team.
Quality. They're all Jamaicans. They're all Jamaicans. So I don't care if you come from Portugal, Australia, wherever you are. If you are the best at your position and you are Jamaican, play for Jamaica. When France win the World Cup, I never heard nobody say, oh, this man was born in Turkey and he's playing and we can't have him in the team. This man was born in Cyprus and this one was born in Senegal. No. But the whole team.
Everybody celebrate.
Everybody celebrate, and we said France. 9 of those starters were from other countries of birth. Or they were second generation. So I don't understand why Jamaica is pushing away everything and you're using xenophobia. And you know what is the sad thing about that? When you are a Jamaican and you live in Canada and you live in England and United States, you're an immigrant. And you have to work twice as hard and you're looked upon differently, some way, somehow. And you get a fight. And you have to work 10 times as hard. And then when you look at your country, Jamaica, you go to Jamaica, they might call you immigrant because you know live there all long. Or even if your kid come back to Jamaica, oh, you know, born in Jamaica. America I'm born. I'm a Yankee. And you push him out. And you say, oh, you're foreign, and you're foreign Jamaica. And then you're looked and pushed upon and you're looked and frowned upon. How much fight you're going to deal with? You're supposed to come at home. At home is your home. You're supposed to rest easy, think easy. And that's where you do your best. You're not supposed to second guess yourself. When you come to Jamaica, you make English players feel bad. And they give up so much to come to Jamaica to represent Jamaica. Because when in they are England, then they are abused. Black monkey. Second class citizen. Go back to Africa. Moo, 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 moo. Every chant. And yes, you got to be strong and throw back a banana and eat the banana too. But somewhere in the deep heart of your heart, you have to say, look at this. Look what I have to endure. And to imagine someone have to endure all of that heat and still come to Jamaica where him that think when him there in a house and him a eating rice and peas and oxtail where him mother cook and him father cook and him whole family where have a foreign. And he said, boy, every day we talk about Jamaica is beautiful, Jamaica is nice. And him said, you know what, one day I would love to represent Jamaica. And when he got to Jamaica to represent Jamaica, Jamaica kick him out say, hey, we already have two now. We have two foreigners, so we can't take you the third foreigner in our team. Where when you're a foreigner, you're a real foreigner. Them a fight you, and you go to Jamaica, them a fight you again. Why is it not like that in athletics? And every time I don't want to jump on a bandwagon, but you know, look at Brianna Williams. She's born in the United States and she run for Jamaica. You know, hear nobody say, oh, she a Yankee. No, she's Jamaican. And I watched her on that first leg pass into Elaine Thompson. And it was beautiful. What such a beautiful first leg. And then you see 4 Jamaican women celebrate at the end. Record, Olympic. And there you go, Jamaican goal. You never hear no I say Jamaican or US and no. It was just a Jamaican goal. Why we can't come together? I understand ourselves. But because of selfish reasons and selfish thinking about their pockets and profits, you're disassociating your own because it is no different than when you hear them talk about, oh, African are killing one another. No, you're fighting against your own black brother. And we are doing it. And then we are talking about black no like black. You're showing it Jamaica, you're showing it JFF, and you're showing it coaches, and you're showing it pundits. When you talk about, oh, Jamaicans, you love your Jamaican no matter where you come from. I love my Jamaican. I'll not give up my Jamaican for anything. Yet still, when you come to Jamaica, oh, you love me money when me can send it to Western Union, but you know, love me when me I get the benefits. When me I say, oh, we come for better Jamaica. Come on, man. We can't live like this. We got to give it up. And pundits, you got to lick out on it. And Mr. Speed, I know you think you're doing right. And I'm speaking to you directly because you are who speak about quota. I'm in a hold me mouth a ground and dry. Quota system need to go. Do not have it in your system. Where's Mr. Devon Porter? Speak up, Mr. Porter. You're an elder and you come from my alma mater.
System or quota system?
Quota. 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 Cut it out. We don't need it. And we need to speak up against it. And when we speak to the president, we need to say it to him, and he needs to make a stand, and he needs to say it verbally, and he needs to act it out, and he needs to stay strong on that.
Yes. Pinkwall, welcome. We see you start laugh already when you look for your Pinkwall.
Yeah. Yo, nice.
What's up, man, of steel?
Yo, the boss. Passionate about him thing on his side.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
is that the man of steel?
We're going back to the whole quota thing again. Yo, boy, coach, tell the truth. Yo, it's a tricky situation. And me think say me in a position now where What you call it now? My view kind of have a different perspective now that me involved level. You get me? I say. I'm not gonna say I compromise because we still have my own personal views on the situation. But as we say, me can understand the rationale behind the thinking of the people them who have the perspective and a viewpoint there because the man them invest millions on football bridging and them things that this are them only way to recruit or get a return for them investment. And maybe there is a better way, but them not come up with a better way there yet. So that's why them probably feel like said this way or the system that is currently in place now is the best way or the best system. Yo, Jason, brother, because I'm my own views, bro. Just I tell you, say, because we involved in the thing now, me understand why them feel away there. And who knows? I mean, maybe with more young people coming in on board and voicing them opinion and giving them views, maybe we'll find. Get me? I say, but I mean, and the thing is to want to help the discussion is when people talk about the football and thing, I mean, most people who come on here, them give off the impression as if um we don't have any quality players in Jamaica or we don't have any locally developed players who have the quality. And I'm saying, yes, the best players should be in the team, but the best is relative because it is relative to the persons who are selecting best and what them think. You get what me I say? I mean, it's no way of entertainment. You wouldn't understand, bro. I'm telling you. It costs about $4 million a month to run a Premier League team on average.
How
Some
much?
teams make about 4 million Jamaican dollars to run a Premier League team in a sustainable in a certain standard. And if you're going to pay the players the way in which they ought to be paid, you're looking at probably like $6-7 million. You get what I say? $6-7 million.
But let me ask a question, man of steel. So because they invest, I want to do a rhyming there, no, but because if I do the rhyming, it have a sound a particular way.
No.
So let me ask. Let me try to ask.
Because coach, me feel like no, yeah, because them invest a lot, them feel like them have to do what they do. But me not that mean say it right,
That's the point I want to make,
It's not right.
You go into a business, seeing?
Yeah.
You invest a lot in your business. But every year, a Michael will get the award.
Yeah.
So you're going to find a way to try and oats Michael because you do a lot of investment. But remember, say Michael invests too. It's not only one club invest. All the clubs invest. And not all the clubs can get players in the national team.
Yes, but I'm telling you, if all them had the opportunity to, they would. That's the truth.
It can't happen.
Because it's not realistic, but I'm saying.
Right. So we can't work with the unrealistic right now.
All right, coach.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Yeah.
As we said here today, we're about 300 clubs in Jamaica now, on average. And before now, and you know you have some club who start already, some club now die out, and some club just become non-existent. So if we look on the history, we would probably have about 5,000 clubs developed over the period of football being popular and whatever the case may be. You know, you don't have 100 clubs who sell players overseas. In fact, 100 too much. You know, you don't have 50 or 30 clubs who sell players overseas. So even though we have a lot of players who come from Jamaica who go overseas, it's centered around a nucleus of clubs. That's just the truth. And I don't see any other way where the clubs are.
But still,
because you can approach
what are
outside the
those
league, but we,
clubs? What are those clubs going to do to ensure that they get players out of the country? Is their developmental program up to par? Are they investing in the youths? Are they putting things in place to partner with some sort of what you call it, investor, or what you call them, agent? Because these are things that will get players out. Many clubs have gotten players out
yeah, man,
without
yeah, coach. But
even
here, what the thing I'm
playing.
gonna pick up still.
Huh?
Can I jump in?
Hold on, let's give me a minute. Here, what the thing I'm gonna pick up. It is.
Good on here. You mute.
Like in
Sorry,
stock.
sorry, hold on. So coach, it is. It, I mean, to me, I think it is easier to use the younger players, the youths them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just realistic. It's just easier to deal with. I mean, you probably have to pay them less, you have less problem to deal with, less issues, less everything. And the international market, it easier for age. Once them have the ability and them have the age and them have the quality and them also have good agents for the clubs them work with, then it's easier to get them out there and get money from them or get them exposed or whatever. I think one of the main issues with our system is for too long we have been centered in our focusing our attention on getting our players into the USL or the MLS and leagues that are not much emphasis is being placed on trying to Europe. Now, even though it may be easier for the clubs or cheaper on the clubs to utilize the youths, everybody also have an idea that they want to win something. So that's why they use most of these old players, because them things say afford them the ability to win. Them think that. So very
Hey,
few like Cavaliers or other teams over the years who use young players predominantly in the league
brother,
now the status quo now for sure
brother.
say, yo, if the young youth don't get the opportunity and the exposure, them can actually do well. But most of the teams that out there, if you talk to them, the reason why them use the older players is not to save money because it costs them more. Things say them players are gonna allow them to win. Just
Man of
like
steel.
evil, more players are coming to the league, and they're not
Man of
bad man.
steel. Man of steel.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt you. And you see what you just outlined? There's a flaw in what you just said, and I don't know if you even look at it that way. But let me warm it. What you just say is that your club have the philosophy to win something. But let me also tell you, say, the focus should be on your youth and development first, and then you win. You see, if you start develop your youth, those kids that you develop will actually become better ball players and you'll actually win. When your kids are young and they're playing, you can export them. You, the club, don't have to win to export your club, to export your players. You guys need to find someone on staff or get someone on contingency as a scout or an agent to get your players to different markets. Stop, like you're saying, only thinking only US. There are other markets: Costa Rica, Guatemala, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil. Come on, utilize the globe. Eastern Europe, utilize them. They are young. Utilize it. When you're doing contracts, you make sure your clause have sign-ons. That means even if you sell one time and they don't get it the first time, the second time you have to get money come back to your clubs. Invest in lawyers. Think above where you're sitting, please. What you have is the product, the raw material. Your raw material is very essential to a bigger product. They're not the finished product right now, but you're developing them so they can go on the marketplace, a showpiece. So you need to market them and you need to invest in your club. Stop talking about it costs 4 million a month. Think about it. If it costs 4 million for the average club, make it 6 million for your club. Go find sponsorship. Go. Stop thinking in the box. I just said to you, if y'all can come up with a viable plan, I'm a businessman, and there are many businessmen bigger than me that would invest in your club. Find ways, and we will. See, it's all about if you have that tangible thing, and you have it. You see that little thing called Jamaica is so special. When people around the globe hear Jamaica, it's not only Bob Marley and the coffee and Usain Bolt. Give them something different and unique to Jamaica. Jamaica is unique. We have too much things where we can export. Your little smile where you have is different from every Caribbean country. First thing I say, oh, you must be a Jamaican. You're so lively. You're full of vibes. Jamaican people that. Give them something that they don't have. Jamaica has it. Every one of our players that play, there's something about our Jamaican players. They are very fast. You should take a visit to the Bronx during the summer and see the Bronx League and see the Jamaicans that come up. The talent that they have is so raw, tantalizing, exciting. Market that.
Let
That's
me
what
read
we
this.
do.
Let me read this super chat though, Michael and Man of Steel. Normal,
Surely.
big up yourself, Jason. Normally, for any business to be profitable, it would normally take at least 3 years. Wanting to profit right away will always have its shortfall. Go ahead, Michael.
Yes.
Hold on, the
Okay.
Michael. You see that comment here?
Mm-hmm.
It's a reasonable comment, you know. And I'm not disagreeing with it. And even Michael is saying, I'm not disagreeing with what they are saying, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just telling you that based on my limited experience with the
The
persons who have
real,
been in
so you're telling us the reality of the situation that you are in,
yes, and I'm not
which is
saying it,
more
I'm not
practical
saying,
than we sitting here or lying
and
somewhere and trying to.
yes, and I'm not saying it's ideal, you know.
Mm-hmm,
I'm saying
mm-hmm.
it is right. I'm just saying, because look at this now. If I'm telling you that it takes approximately $4 million a month to run a Premier League club, cool? And the season generally, well, before COVID, no one thing, the season normally lasts like 9 months. Get me, I say? And that's just on an average club. So, 3 nines, 27. So the season run for like 27 months. For 3 years, you know, 3 footballing years per se. How much people in Jamaica are going to invest $4 million a month for 3 years and wait for a return for that investment?
You're not
So,
an investor if you're not going to wait 3 years or more for your money.
No,
for $4
but
million a month, and,
no,
and
but
an
man of steel,
American
and that me did
boss.
say earlier, no. Hold on. Remember, no, if you're not gonna hire, if you're going to try to seek returns, you have to hire the best coach, hire the best marketing team, and so forth, because you want to ensure that the product is being marketed. You also have to get the best youth development coaches that can, probably have a mini academy there at the club, preparing players constantly. Because if you run for the 3 years, invest your money for 3 years, it's not a guarantee that, one, because of the selection policy, that your player is going to be on the team. And it's not a guarantee that when your player gets on the team, that player will be sold. Our clubs will see them. I said earlier, Man Steel, that what these clubs ought to do is to ensure that they link with the with agents, market their club in such a way, make connections, build networks, so that when the season starts, people will know, would be interested in looking at the team that you have been presenting throughout the month. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
coach. Yes, coach.
Before the competition.
I understand what you say, coach. But I look at even Jason last comment now, when I say the solution is to be prepared to lose for a while in order to win big. All right. And again, I'm going to say I may agree with that, and we may subscribe to that. But Jason, you wouldn't be willing to put up your $4 million a month, boss. And I say, you're going to wait 3 years before you start making some money, Reggie. I tell you. So
But
even though
how else do they make money, Man Steel?
the Premier League clubs.
Yeah.
All right. So before COVID, and you don't know the restriction and things, people would have made money from gate receipts. Because there are actually some clubs who make I'm not
Why,
gonna
oh
say
boy.
a lot of money, but they make good enough money from gate receipts, especially those clubs that have the venues where they can control entry, like Arnett and probably Waterhouse or Mount Pleasant to a lesser extent when them start use Jackstall and stuff. I mean, them could have control entry and thing, and it's kind of difficult to beat them system there. Unless, we are Jamaican, we're going to find a way to beat every system anyway, but them could have make a revenue stream. And then also, during that time, it would have been easier to get the country or the world never in such a, what you call it now, a deprived state for resources. And we never got through all of that, so them could have get that. But now, in the Virgin, I mean, I can't even tell you the figure what the club them get from the league a month time. Let's just say it is far less than the amount required to sustainably run a club per month.
But I'm saying,
and also bear in
Man
mind
Steel,
that this year is when
entering.
they have
Hold
the
on,
most
hold on,
sponsors.
hold on, gentlemen, because this is very interesting. I'm looking at the outcome. You get some players, put some players together. You might have a plan, say in the next 3 years, Michael or Man Steel will be a breakout player. All right. So me invest my $4 million. Now I have to make provision for the possibility that this will not happen, because you have injury that can take place once you deal with anything pertaining to sports. You have to factor in injury.
People can stop anything.
Exactly. So if these men invest their money to see returns in 3 years, they probably make a sad mistake, because
that's true as well.
It might not happen. And
But
we can understand from the point of view where you are looking Man Steel, where they are concerned. Because once you put in, you're expecting them.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, since that aspect of getting into the national team is not a guaranteed one, why not try another avenue, another route to ensure that you get returns on your investment? That's all I'm saying now.
Coach, look for the most successful, what do you call it now? Let's just say he's the most successful player developer, agent, scout, whatever I'm calling himself, in Jamaica, who get a ball from overseas. William Bain. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
And he's from a particular academy. And them have hundreds of players. Whatever. And it's only one player him get to make it on a big stage, but can make a real food offer. One player, one player him get. And in many circles, he's considered the best to ever do it. And so imagine the people them who are not the best. What are they gonna do?
Can I intervene?
And if you listen to Theme Story, he probably never invest millions of dollars like that, but he go through sacrifice and hardships that would equate to that amount, if you get what I say. Basically, it's a Theme Story and how him come up through the ranks and how him getting pleasure in Europe and sacrifice in Mecca, whatever the case may be.
Still.
But somebody's saying that he has a lot more players in Europe. It's just that Leon Bailey is at the pinnacle.
Alright, you have enough players in Europe. I make money off of that.
Oh boy.
Go ahead.
That's one of the things that you talk like a spectator. You understands and you're just talking. Look here, people don't invest unless they have they have a disposable income. That means they have something in excess to invest, to put into. No, don't interrupt me with what I say. I know. Hold on. Hold on, Mr. Steele. Hold on.
You can't say that.
Mr. Steele. Hold on. You see what I'm saying to you, that investors come. Yes, they're not going to invest unless they think that they can make money. Yes, it could go wrong and you don't make no money, but the propensity to make money is bigger than it is to lose. So as an investor, you're going to invest. 1. 2, there are always risks, and you know that when you invest, there's the risk. But I'm betting that whatever that you come to me as an investor with will give me the returns that I'm looking for or greater. You don't have to use one investor, brother. You can use many investors. You're saying people in Jamaica don't have that dispensable income. I think that is a lie. That's because you don't look hard enough, or you don't present it to the right people. You have to network, first of all. Second of all, the diaspora is large, and you have to find a way to garner that business interest for people that would like to invest in your company, which is your club. And again, say you don't want to go that route. Make your club be an entity that people can buy shares in. Make it a public entity club where we or anybody that has an interest in Mullines to buy and put shares in it. We as shareholders don't expect to get any income or benefits from that immediately. All you need to do is keep a proper booking and show us what we yield for every 6 months or and a year. And for years, we'll keep investing. And we'll decide if we want to keep our funding in there. But those funding that you get, or you do crowdfunding, that's another option. You use it and build your club for now. The investment that you put in the club now, you're not going to see the returns on them in a year or 2 years rather. That is just the groundwork.
There's a plan now.
Make sure you have your pen and I take notes. Make sure you have a pen and I take notes. And you might can connect with Michael because he said earlier he's willing to invest. Yes. Yeah, man.
Man, still, let me give you an idea.
Yes, we'll give a link.
Let me give you an idea. If you go online, there's a store called what?
Why am I having to mute? You need to mute that thing.
Yeah, somebody to mute. Somebody again.
Go ahead, Michael.
Michael, you mute now.
Michael, you mute.
Okay, I unmute. Okay, I'm saying to you that you go online, there's a store called quattywatt.com. QUATTY.com. Quattywatt. Like I say, what Quatty? Quattywatt.com. You go there and you'll see well over 30,000 different products. That is my store. When I started that store, who the hell know about it? And for 6 months, I'm trying and nothing no turn over my boss. Nothing. I know then say you have from you turn on and make fashion. You know I had to walk the streets, not only paying advertisers, going on small, small private news stations, going online, Instagram, you name it, Facebook, different entities, church, everything, bingo.
Michael,
I'm a
spell it again for us. Spell it again for me.
QWATTYWOT
.com.
.com. Quati
Okay.
what .com.
All right.
And
Continue.
I'm telling you, Quati what? I go everywhere, baby showers, you name it. In a snow, me stand up at the door of hospital. People are going in, they're sick. I me just give them. Because basic school, I me give a candy and put in a little pit in them bag. And put on the card. You name it. Every day. Me sit down and me say, okay, I'm gonna do 2 hours here. I'm gonna do 2 hours. Me there bank. Me work bank that I do the time with the public. And everybody will come in at the line for God the public. A COVID time. And me still a do it. That is when you want to push something, you do it. I use anything and everything. Now you at more lines. God damn it. You have a product where people want. Go out there and market it every way that you can. At the end of you as a manager, you should be looking for at the end of the season. Don't be myopic. Look ahead. Don't be myopic. Look for a tournament and travel with your team. Believe me, you're going to play some teams and at least 2 players are get by. At least 2 that will help your market for next year. You can't think about and say, okay, this year is all about this year. 2 things that is going to cause next year and the next year to turn around. You see Butler over there and you have in Phoenix Academy. You're a professional club. Use the language of English. Market your club to starting a young academy. Charge, even if it's a minimal fee. The idea in human psychology, if it is free, it is no good. If I pay for it, it is worth something. You're in the corporate area. Market your club to all these prep schools and whatever. Get the kids of the inner city. Do this internet thing and put, search. Get some money. Beg it, man. People will give you money to run your academy. It's going to help the youth. Once it is involving kids, anything involve kids and dog and human, we will pay for it. That is how the world stay. So start the academy with the little kids them. Have your Saturday academy, but if you're going to be serious, make it 5 days a week, man. Have your coaches coach these young kids. Have it for a minimal fee. Let that grow. Some of these same kids will end up coming into your senior team at some point. With your academy, there's several other academies around Jamaica. Why you can't have an academy league? Why? Improve the standards by paying one academy against the other academy. Improve your standards in time. It's not gonna happen in a week. It's not gonna happen in 10 months. But in time, those kids, you'll see the skill level of these kids really improve. Send your coaches overseas. Exchange program. This is where the
Mm-hmm.
network go. When
Right.
you as a manager bring your team overseas, network. Bring
Mm-hmm.
your coaches. Do a 6 months. You know, you can barter the thing. Invite those coaches to come to Jamaica for 6 months also. Put up those coaches in some apartment complex in Kingston, Jamaica. And it is something that the club will pay for the rent or whatever it is. But they're coming to impart their knowledge. They're coming. Let them share their experience and their coaching experience. Utilize our Jamaican coaches that we have overseas, man. Come on, man. Invite them. They want to be a part of something. How many players that pass through Mullines and are now in England and Canada that have their coaching license? Invite them back, man. Give them a 6 month in our country or a 3 months in the country. Exchange it, man. Send your coaches to which part them there. Work it out. And if they can do that, then you can also exchange players on loan for free. Those players, because you know what you teach these kids here in Jamaica and you know their quality. When they go, even if you send them on loan, it will eventually turn into they wanting to buy these players. That is something in your kitty. Come on, you got to think out the box. Am I saying anything wrong, coach?
Hey, you have the pulpit, man. Keep preaching.
Okay, let me go and preach.
But yes, Michael, you're making a whole lot of sense. And these are the conversations that we want to have, that we intend to have, so that, minds like yours can come on this platform and we have discussion where, this football development and construct is concerned. Yeah. And you have raised some very solid points. I am happy that this is a digital platform. So this will be stored in the digital library. So
That is
persons
true.
who might be interested in, getting back a hold of this information, 2 hours and 27 minutes. He probably was speaking from about 2 hours and 25 minutes. So you can catch it back there about. Solid points. And like I said to Man of Steel, if they're serious, you see, this is networking taking place, So him here Michael speaking, sounds like a big businessman. And him just get into a situation where, connection is made. You know what I mean? So I just wish that, things could have been much different where this football thing is concerned. Trust me.
Coach, I wish that
This is Michael Gordon.
yep.
Yeah, somebody is asking which Michael is this, but I'm telling them that this is Michael Gordon. Yeah, man, Michael is always here, man. Big up to Pagan, one Jamaica. So no segregation, one Jamaica. Whether you're in North America, whether you're down under, still a Jamaican. Anywhere you go.
Coach, I want to also say something that I think that we're not capitalizing. I know we have the time span and that might, push us around. But our players that play in the Asian leagues, they seem to be so vastly neglected, and that is a problem. Um, I just saw that one of our players, I don't remember, he was in the USL and he was supposed to make a deal somewhere in Egypt, but
Oh, before you move on any further, Michael, I'm just reminding folks that this video is brought to you by Richos Roots Drink, Richos Sorrel Roots Drink, Richos, a true Jamaican experience. Go ahead, Michael.
yes, he's now in India and he's gonna be playing in the Indian Super League. So I want people to tune in to that too. I remember when the guy Brown, I don't remember his name. Brown, he used to play as forward for Jamaica.
Brian Brown.
Brian Brown and there was a Deshaun Brown.
Deshaun Brown. Okay.
Deshaun Brown, and Deshaun was scoring some spectacular goals. And he's a well-traveled Jamaican, but I know a lot of people didn't see him. And I know he's going up in age now, so but we don't want to lose track of those players that are in the Asian leagues. I think we need to keep track, and thank God for this kind of platform. We need to keep tabs on it. And let me say big ups to Military Guna that does at some time always try keep tapping on our players abroad, and Reggae Boyz coming through with Simon. But we need to keep a track and keep the public abreast of what our players are doing. But back to this thing now about making money, because it's all about making money. And I want the owners or the stakeholder owners that be find ways. Let me push out my hands down to Orville Powell. He's a man of many ideas, but I don't know if he stick with the ideas that he comes up with, because there are always some brilliant ones. The structure of the JFF must change. Must change. The voting must change. We cannot go
The change
anywhere.
is coming. The change is coming. After this, I think the election that is coming next, that will be the final of the parish association being the only entities that can actually select.
Is that the end of 22 or 20 and to 23?
The
December 22, right?
Next year is the election.
So
So I
we
think
must. So let me ask the coach. We must suffer. We must suffer in the toll jumps of what's happening.
yes. So we have to go bear that.
Jesus, man. We need a break, man. We need a break, coach. So we're gonna waste these players in the under 20 because based on what's going, we're not going nowhere. This under 20 not going nowhere, and we just waste those under 20 girls. So we're not going anywhere. So what we're gonna do in the meantime?
That's a good question. Just hope the under 20 boys qualify.
Coach, we're not going no damn where. You know that from here to heaven, we're not going nowhere, because the team should have called already, and the camp should have already set up. It's June.
They
We
don't have
need
the money,
time to play.
Michael, they don't
What?
have the money
What
because
we
right
no,
now,
no, 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 no,
hold
no,
on,
no, no,
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
no,
on,
no,
Michael.
no, coach.
Right now, the team that is in camp is the U17 girls are in camp right now, so they can't host more than one team at a time.
Ah, God, a liar tell coach. A liar tell coach. First of
I'm
all,
just saying. I know the
well,
team is in
okay,
camp,
okay,
but I'm saying
okay. Here we go. Here we go.
yeah,
Not thinking. Here we go. Not thinking out the box. Here we go.
probably they don't
You
have the money to
coach,
host two
coach.
teams.
It takes a phone call and negotiating. That's what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Having a speaking terms. You have a team, and I know you have an owner with a valid and vital interest in Jamaica. Mount Pleasant, there you go, as an ample facility to facilitate a U20 camp down there. We can share facilities for a 2 week break and go back our next 2 weeks again. Our weekly camps. It takes a call.
Them probably can't find funds to feed them, even if them come up with that idea.
Oh, that's a lie again. We have all these companies. Grace Kennedy can fund it. Water can fund it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't disrespect the integrity of Jamaicans. We are some of the smartest people on this planet. We get anything. If hell we go, I know we'll find a back door out of hell. So don't tell me nothing about Jamaican. We make a way. You hear them say?
That is
We
true.
turn our hand and make fashion. So
And
don't
and
say that.
your brain drain is saying you have that Jamaican perseverance in you.
I am going to do that. There's no way that we can facilitate 22 guys, 22 young men for right now. Start meeting every week. The schoolboy football is out, and I don't even think there can't be more than 4 good ones out of the whole league because it was only 3 months. You have the JPL players, look for some of them, and you need to go a foreign and go get the rest of them. Get 22 players, get them together.
No,
Put
for your
them
camp, we
in
don't
a
want more
camp.
than 22 still.
I'm just saying for a camp a week time with since you're so much involved with local, get them together, bring them up to speed. Anything can happen. Man lose passport, man broke them foot. They can be replacement for anything that we are scouting and looking for. Come on. The other day I was looking at Ryan LFC on his channel in Canada, in Brampton to be exact. And there was Richard Sharpman Edwards Academy. There was a young guy, I think he was about 17 or 18. And they asked him if he would love to play for Jamaica. I heard that he was a CDM. Such a critical kind of a player that we don't seem to produce anymore. He's willing. So there's one. That's one. He's under 20. There are several more out there. Check Mr. O'Keefe. Check Mr. Simon. Check Mr. Devon Porter. Get them in. Come on, we can house our player and we can do something. We can start meeting. We have enough companies in Jamaica. They can house and they can also provide food and water for them. Haiti don't have no money. Haiti 10 times poorer than Jamaica. And they are producing better quality players on the field. Why? Come on now. And we claim so we care about football? No, there's just too much self-interest and not about Jamaica's interests. And we need to get that going.
I think you said O'Keefe, but it is O'Heen. O'Heeny.
O'Keene. Mr. Catara.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, and even that passport situation, why does JFF have to have so much problem? Why we can have a simple phone call with the head of the passport office delegate and have someone delegate that deals with professional players when it comes to getting the passports all situated and the birth registry, everything together and get going. Why it have to take 6 months and year and all kind of run around? It don't need to be this complex. I heard the Minister of Sports say she'll do anything for JFF and you can call her phone anytime and she'll answer it. Well, This is one where the minister and the Passport Association and JFF need to get together on that. Query that and pacify that situation. When we talk about recruiting, you need to have an official process. We need to have the embassy in London, the embassies in Toronto, all around US. We need to smooth and swooze the players. You know, somebody loves to hear, oh, we're Jamaica, I'm the president, and I have an interest in you. You know how much, you know what that do for a player? Here said the Jamaica interested in them. And then you smooth it off with a package. You can get a package together with some Akana Haki, one Appleton. You know, Jamaican authentic things in a basket, wrapped, ribboned, and send with a nice invitation to their home
That will
and
never happen.
open dialogue.
That will never happen.
Come on, man. And then have an invitation with several of them when you
That will
do
never
that.
happen. Michael, if your son is interested, he needs to make the contact.
That is pompously. Pompous, you're pompous. I'm going
Don't tell,
like you're
don't,
nice.
don't tell me if I come call you. I'm not calling you. You want to play? You call me.
That's an audacity, man. You garner the people that you need. Don't
But
take
I don't.
second.
Obviously, I don't need them. They need me, so they should call me.
Oh boy, boy, I tell you this, man. When I don't know, maybe some of them must. I don't know. They need to be taken away from the luxury and the comfort of home and being a foreign country and experience the harshness of everything that is around that environment and see what it feels like to have someone express home
Hey,
and
hold on,
gratitude to you.
Michael. You understand what I'm saying, right, Michael? You
I
understand that
do
I'm
know, I do know,
using
you know,
utter pure sarcasm in what I'm doing, right?
I know it drains.
But Langsley Blake is saying that I'm responsible for what is presented on my platform. If you continue to facilitate xenophobes, then you are a part of the problem. Who am I facilitating? I'm just letting Michael know that that's what it happens. The JFF is not going to contact you. You should contact them. That's what they're saying. But
And we got to change that.
I'm just
We
acting out what happens.
when I heard that the court said he does not deal with with Englishmen.
He does not speak to the British players. Cornwall
Oh
does.
God.
Yes.
What kind of rapport you going to have with your team if you don't talk to them? How are you going to reprimand or cajole any kind of player
Thank
to
you.
keep unity and to have players fight for you and that team? It is not even about you. It is about the black, green, and gold.
Mm-hmm.
Till death do us part. Your last breath, it is Jamaica. It's not yourself. You don't go on that field for yourself. You go on that field for Jamaica. You die Jamaica. You breathe Jamaica. You spit Jamaica. Your blood is Jamaica. You cut your and that blood run out, it should be black, green, and gold. Nothing else. You leave it all on that field for Jamaica. That is it. And I think that is my 2 cents. And I come off from my soapbox.
No, so that more than 2 cents. That's some millions, man. That is some millions there, Michael. Trust me. Trust me.
Oh man.
But I
Boy,
want you to look in the private chat. Look in the private chat, and you can respond not out loud, but just look in the private chat and respond in the private chat. Let me
okay.
see. some more comments in the comment section. Brain Drain is saying proper recruitment as what was discussed earlier. Excellent. Excellent. That is the way to go. If the players are not properly recruited, then they are not going to be, we're not going to know where these players are, and then they aren't going to be introduced to, the powers that be. First coach don't talk to him own player. This guy was our manager. So what is halftime talk like? You know what actually said? If you don't talk to your players, when halftime talk, who you talk to? Oh my. What Man of Steel is saying is the same treachery that Speed spewed. This rubbish needs to stop. These men are national disgrace. Marginalization of one is illegal. That's from Langston. I thought he would have answered what I made mention of. The people will have to remove these people from the office. It's a mic drop. No wonder we always come out second half and get scored on. Hey, actually, oh boy, actually, now you find farm actually. You had a sweet pepper for them two argument there.
Oh boy.
Coach asked him if he want to be the president of JFF. One done is asking you that question, Michael.
No, I have too much on my plate, and I do not intend to live in Jamaica at this point. And I think if you want to be the president of the JFF, you need to live there, or you should live there. Um, Even if not on a continuous, you should spend majority of the time in Jamaica. And I think I would be doing Jamaica a disservice not to do that. But I tell you what, I would do anything and everything I can to promote Jamaica in the sphere of football in any capacity. Anything, as long as it is promoting positivity and growth of Jamaica football. You know what I mean? But certain things they have to get rid of. They have to come with clarity. That openness that Jamaica is always looking at them, and they are their worst enemies. People don't want to invest directly with JFF because of what they see and what they hear. When you look at the women's team and what they have done, and if you look and listen the background, and when you have the background knowledge, you see what JFF has done and don't do. Gross incompetency and gross thievery, because money can't just disappear just like that, and they find ways
Well on,
to just
Michael.
let it go. You
Well,
don't see it happen.
well on, Michael. We don't want to go to say that because we have no proof. And remember, they
Oh,
say, they say defamation of character is a big thing in Jamaica, though. So
oh
we don't want,
yeah,
yeah, we don't want a
oh yeah.
defamation
Okay.
suit
What is the
through at you.
defamation of the JFF? Come
So
at me. Come at me. It just disappear like that, coach. The coffers, money goes to the coffers, and it doesn't add up what goes out back to that should go out to teams and whatever that should be done. It doesn't add up, coach.
I'm gonna give you a research to do, Michael. I heard Mr. Speed say every single audit that we want to see is on FIFA website.
Okay.
So
Hey,
walk through that before you make
I will do it.
those
You know what?
bold
Let me.
assertions.
I will definitely do that. But when I come back,
After the research, I can't say anything, you know.
After the research,
Because
after the
you'll come back with your findings.
yes, let me hold what I have in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hold it. And when I'm done with it, and I will spit it out, let me apologize to anybody when me wrong or then think me wrong them from now. But oh beyond when me come out with it, it better add up. It better add up. Because maths is my forte. Is
I'm
not
maths
only
teacher.
cataract. Maths is me forte and maths me teach before me go to road. And a politics me teach a college. And a economics me do with it. Yes. And me do time at UN. And now me do all of them little something have to help myself. Me a Jamaican. Me a turn around. But then give me a turn around.
Make fashion.
All right. Me need to go punch a next man clock. I don't want to punch a next man clock. And me go and work hard for that. And I know we as Jamaican, hey, my granny a eagle, no man. And me see him butter bruising, but he always a turning on my youth. Everything selling up. Everything. And he never back. Always I think of how to make her next money. I watch my granny grow from have things put on her ground to a big shop.
Mm-hmm.
When me a little boy, I used to stand up on the bucket with my granny. I count out. Remember when you have 60 cents for scallion and time, 50 cents a pound for flour, 50 cents for 1 tin of milk, bread, $1.10. I remember a way back, but a long time. Me remember election time, chicken back married. Camille married with flour. Yes, me remember all of that. I used to stand up on account. Yes. From them time, me I watch my granny come up as a businesswoman. And my grandfather as a farmer. I watched it all. And me see business fail and business rise. Why you think me ain't gonna learn from all of them the hard lesson they coach?
You have to learn, man. Once you're taking them sober lessons there, man.
Coach, me used to when me there primary school, me I sell whole heap of ringo in my bag, you know. And they say you can't sell it, you know. You can't sell on campus and me I sell ringo and mint, icy mint in my bag, you know. All of them money they use and buy bicycle, you know. I never ask my mother for no money after time for no lunch money, you know. Me could have me provide for myself as a little youth, you know. And my mother, I give me pocket money. I said, no man, me alright. Me have my own. Me no need nobody to give me a dime. For me a little boy, me love independent. Because when people give you things, then talk about it. And then feel like they can wheel and deal you. And me know you know that. Rank. A psycho coach. Me take me little Japans and me alright. Coach, the first time a man come walk me in the office and tell me say he ma fire me. It's the last day that. And the last day I do that.
Entrepreneurship.
He said me not put your next man clock. That's it. That's it. I may have rent for pay and everything for pay, car payment, you name it. Eat, have to pay.
Listen, no eat now play. No eat now play now because you're cold.
No man, that's just me, man. Me is a man who like me if I run cold. Hemoglobin low.
Okay, so
Have to do
here
better.
you go.
Yeah. But I them think the coach, we not back from nothing and we always have to see another way. And I hope that, others see it. I hope. I just hope others see it and understand that you don't always have to have a hand and a hat out to a company, bigger this, bigger that. Look outside of the box. There's so many investors in the Caribbean. Outside it. Give me some sandals, a check, stand up and talk to him. Find a way to get into that space. You don't have to beg him to sponsor your team wholesale. Sandals is a big brand. Put sandals on the back of your players, them are on and shorts. It come at a cost. AJPL is going worldwide because it is now broadcasted. Come on, man. Put together a package. Make the man say, okay, I think about it. But don't make him think about it and don't have something fit sweet up in my hand. Make him say, okay, I'll do a small sponsorship of your team. Make that money come in and do something for your team. Put it in a
Right.
gears. You can reach out to Umbro and Puma and Nike and seek sponsorship. Talk to their marketing promoting officer for the region. That is just a phone call. Start with an email and get a dialogue going. Something as simple as that. We shouldn't be saying that we don't have nothing and we don't have nothing. Come on, jump out the box. Travel to the Caribbean and have games. Recruit a player from another country in the Caribbean.
But that is
Guarantee.
happening though.
Okay.
They have I think Saint Lucian, Guyanese. Yeah man, a few players are here.
You know that you can also go to the African continent and invite bring one of them from South Africa. South
Come
Africa, one of the leagues who have some of the most skilled players. Take a look at the South African league and see how they play. It's in very much similar like when we are playing scrimmage. And yet it is productive football. It's not just Buckybu at one spot. They are going forward, but it's one of the most skillful league. Invite two of those players. Say people from South Africa will start see ballers.
Sure.
Get a South African investor to invest in a team because you have two South Africans. There are millions of players in South Africa and millions of people to see those. You remember when we used to have a player that used to play down in Zambia, I think, or Mozambique. Mozambique it was. Toffee, I think was his name.
Toffee Anderson.
No, it's not Toffee Anderson.
Okay.
Ah, boy. Forget
I
his
don't
name.
know.
Way back when.
Oh, probably a long time I thought. I don't probably
Yeah.
know about that. Yeah.
He's now in England. And I'm saying, you get players from all over. Just go scout them. Everybody want to come to Jamaica.
Somebody's asking you a question though. Mad Vibes is saying, why on earth would a South African player want to play in the JPL?
Because
But
everybody, if
Mashima
you
is saying a
don't know,
Nigerian
wants to
used to
come.
play for Waterhouse.
And a lot of people want to come to Jamaica. A lot of people just want, yeah, man. Easy, man.
Yeah, they like that song there.
Hey, you just don't know that nostalgic flavor that Jamaica present to the world. I worked for the United Nations for 3 years. It is one of the most magnificent experience. You go anywhere in the world. It's like I get a passport for going to people in place with as long as they say, you say you're Jamaican? Yeah. And it's like me just go. I don't get no problem, boss. People just welcome you. And you just hear Jamaica and say, yes, man, everything easy, man. Walk on. You just, yo, Jamaica is such a special. And until you leave this rock and go abroad and see what Jamaica, how special it is, and that is what you have to market. That special Jamaica. So it doesn't matter where in the world you are interested. That's an opportunity for a player to come to Jamaica and say, oh, I played in Jamaica too. Little known fact about me, I played in Jamaica. Hey. You got that, coach?
Yeah, man.
All right.
So, people, we're gonna put a lid on it for this second night of the Weekend TripleTreat. Yeah, we appreciate you being here. I think this was a good one. Yeah, man. So, really and truly, big up to Michael for passing through Man of Steel, the big manager over Mullines Road. He had more to say, but he got a call and he had to leave, you know. So definitely, I think tonight's conversation was very good. Yeah, some very good points were made by you people in the comment section, and we're gonna continue to do this. Yeah, we're gonna continue to talk. We're gonna continue to let people hear, let the powers that be hear that there are a lot of brilliant persons over here and have some very great ideas. Yeah. Fresh God said we need to market the whole island of Jamaica when marketing the JPL entertainment and tourism aspect as well. That's true. That's true. The entire Jamaica can be used as a marketing tool. And Michael just alluded to that. People always want to say, Jamaica, no problem, man. Yeah, man. Always want to say that. You know what I mean? So again, people, thanks very much for tuning in. Respect to the people over on Facebook. Thanks for showing up. Michael getting some big up from the comment section. Yeah, Michael, you need to join us more regularly on the panel because you're normally in the comment section type, you know. But
I know.
The people them hear you and them like the vibes, you know, because you share some very solid point. So essentially, what Michael is saying, people, no excuse. Once there's a will, there's a way. No, absolutely no excuse. So you can't say because you never grow here or you never from here, you can't be this or you can't achieve that. Nonsense. No excuse. That's what he's saying. So when you identify a problem and you weigh the options, never you ever dwell on the negative. Try and find a solution. And that's what he has been saying throughout his talk throughout the night. So big up to that, Michael. And no persons would have gotten some good nuggets from the conversation and some life lessons as well. Yeah. So again, people, big up yourself. Until next time. Take a look at what? Okay. Yeah. So people, big up yourself.
The City Rock.
So we're gonna be hearing from our sponsors, and then we hear the style and flavor. So until next time, people, tomorrow is the final night of the TripleTreat. Big up yourself.
Richest Roots drink works for menstrual cramps and pain, migraines, fatigue, stress and tiredness, sinusitis, builds immune defense, bloating, enhances male bedroom prowess, and Richest Sorrel Roots drink works against all types of cancers and tumors, memory loss, high cholesterol, insomnia, nervous issues, flu, and many other illnesses. For your Richest Roots drink and Richest Sorrel Sorrel Roots Drink. Contact us now via WhatsApp at 876-528-9534. Richest Roots Drink and Richest Sorrel Roots Drink. Richest, a true Jamaican experience.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.